Most people believe millionaires are simply smarter, luckier, or born into better situations, and if you've ever looked at wealthy people and thought, that could never be me, you're not alone. But here's the truth. Most people never hear clearly. Wealth is not built by intelligence alone. It is built by habits repeated consistently over time. So before we go any further, hit like if you want realistic financial growth instead of motivation without results. Subscribe for clear, no-hype money education, and comment mindset if you're serious about changing how you think about money, because by the end of this video, you'll understand the exact habits that quietly separate people who build wealth from people who stay stuck. The first habit that changes everything is long-term thinking. Because most people make financial decisions based on today, this week, or this month, while wealthy individuals think in years and decades, and this difference in time horizon completely changes behavior, because when you think long-term, short-term discomfort becomes acceptable, and short-term temptation becomes easier to resist, while people who think short-term constantly trade long-term gains for immediate comfort. Long-term thinking affects everything: how you spend, how you invest, how you react to setbacks, and how you evaluate progress. Because wealth is built slowly, invisibly at first, and painfully boring for a long time. And people who cannot tolerate slow progress never stay long enough to benefit from compounding. The second habit is paying yourself first, which sounds simple but is shockingly rare in practice, because most people pay bills first, spend what's left, and then hope something remains to save or invest. While wealthy people reverse this order, they decide in advance how much of their income goes toward building wealth, remove it automatically, and live on what remains, and this single habit creates consistent progress regardless of income level. Paying yourself first removes decision-making from the equation, because decisions drain willpower, and relying on willpower always fails eventually. Automation creates consistency, and consistency is what compounds, not occasional bursts of motivation. And this habit alone explains why some people with average incomes build wealth, while others with higher incomes struggle. The third habit is controlling lifestyle inflation, because as income increases, spending tends to increase right alongside it, keeping people trapped at the same financial level for decades. And wealthy individuals are intentional about lifestyle upgrades. They improve their life gradually without letting expenses grow faster than assets. And this gap between income growth and expense growth is where wealth is created. This does not mean living miserably or denying yourself enjoyment. It means spending with intention instead of impulse. Because every dollar spent today is a dollar that cannot compound for future freedom. And wealthy people understand that delayed gratification is not punishment. It is strategy. The fourth habit is investing consistently, regardless of conditions. Because most people wait for the perfect time, perfect market, perfect economy, or perfect confidence. And while they wait, time passes. So opportunities disappear, and inflation quietly erodes purchasing power, while wealthy individuals focus on consistency instead of prediction. They invest when markets are high, when markets are low, during good years and bad years, not because they know what will happen next, but because they understand that time in the market matters more than timing the market, and consistency removes emotion from the process, turning investing into a routine rather than a debate. Another key part of this habit is accepting volatility without panic, because volatility is the price of long-term returns, and wealthy people expect discomfort instead of being surprised by it, while others interpret discomfort as danger, and this misunderstanding leads to selling at the worst moments. The fifth and final habit is continuous learning with selective action. Because wealthy people are not constantly chasing every new idea, but they are always improving their understanding, refining their systems, and making thoughtful adjustments when needed, instead of reacting emotionally to trends, predictions, or social pressure. They consume information intentionally, not obsessively, focusing on fundamentals rather than noise, because too much information without action creates paralysis, while selective learning combined with consistent action creates progress, and this balance protects them from both ignorance and overwhelm. Another important mindset shift is understanding that wealth is not built by avoiding mistakes completely. It is built by avoiding repeat mistakes because everyone makes errors early on, but wealthy individuals learn from them quickly, adjust behavior, and continue forward, while others get discouraged and quit. Discipline plays a larger role than intelligence at every stage of wealth building because intelligence can generate ideas, but discipline executes them consistently, and execution over time is what compounds, which is why many highly intelligent people struggle financially, while disciplined people quietly succeed. One habit that ties all of this together is emotional control, because money decisions are emotional by default. Fear, greed, comparison, and urgency push people into bad choices, while wealthy individuals slow decisions down, create distance from emotion, and follow rules instead of feelings. They also understand that progress is uneven. Some years produce visible growth while others feel stagnant. And this patience allows them to stay invested during flat or negative periods instead of constantly resetting progress by switching strategies. Another major difference is how wealthy people view setbacks. They do not see setbacks as proof that they are failing. They see them as part of the process, and this mindset keeps them moving forward during times that cause others to stop entirely. The millionaire mindset is not about thinking positively all the time. It is about thinking clearly under pressure, because clarity leads to better decisions, and better decisions repeated over time lead to wealth. Here's a powerful realization. The habits that build wealth are simple, but they are not easy, because simplicity requires discipline, and discipline requires patience. And patience is something most people are unwilling to practice in a world that rewards speed and instant feedback. But the reward for practicing these habits is freedom. Freedom from financial stress, freedom from reactive decisions, and freedom to choose how you spend your time and energy, and that freedom compounds just like money does. So if you want to change your financial future, focus less on finding secret strategies and more on building these habits consistently, because habits compound quietly, and one day you wake up realizing the gap between where you are and where you started is far larger than you expected. So take action now. Comment mindset if you're committing to building habits instead of chasing shortcuts. Subscribe for practical financial education you can actually apply. And share this video with someone who believes money success is only about luck. And if you want to learn how to build predictable, long-term income streams after mastering the right mindset, watch Dividend Investing Masterclass, How to Live Off Dividends Forever. Because mindset builds the foundation, but income systems build freedom.